What's coming in
Today, I'm
face?
going to be speaking to you about rehabilitation versus punishment for drug offenders. More than 1.5 million drug arrests are made every year in the US. Today, roughly 50,000 people are incarcerated in state prison for nothing more than small possession of drugs. In Wisconsin, thousands of people are arrested on criminal drug charges each year. Drug-related offenses in Wisconsin range from misdemeanors, which can result in a maximum of $1,000 in fines and 6 months of imprisonment, all the way up to Class C felonies, which can result in a max fine of $100,000 and up to 40 years in prison, depending on the severity of the charge. And that is per the Wisconsin state statutes. It's common in the state of Wisconsin for a person to be punished for breaking these laws rather than receive rehabilitation options. Hello, my name is Katie, and I'm a convicted drug dealer. I was convicted of serious drug crimes in both Minnesota and Wisconsin. My addiction played a huge role in my criminalistic lifestyle. My use of drugs is what drove my behavior. Naturally, due to my choices and total disregard for the law and the community, I was faced with serious consequences. Many are unaware of Wisconsin's battle against addiction. The state only comes in 43rd in the nation for drug abuse, though law enforcement puts it at number 16. According to the Center for Disease Control, Wisconsin ranks third in the nation for adult binge drinking. During COVID, heavy drinking for women rose by 41%. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services reports there have been over 5,000 opioid overdoses in Wisconsin in 2022. And since 2014, drug-related deaths in La Crosse County are up 344%. Furthermore, addiction often grows silently and does not discriminate. During the pandemic, we have seen its impact through financial ruin, personal loss, anxiety, loneliness, and job loss. In 2021, I was allowed to go to Adult and Teen Challenge on conditional bail from Polk County, Wisconsin. At this time, I was also out on bail for my case in Minnesota from 2020 for first-degree sales. I entered the program at the center in La Crosse, and after 3 months had to return to Minnesota to stand trial for my charges. I lost my trial and was faced with a mandatory minimum sentence of 115 months. However, a few months later at my sentencing, I was granted a downward departure and placed on probation for 5 years, with the 10 years over my head. The judge found that I was amenable to treatment. I then returned to Adult and Teen Challenge to finish the program as it was ordered by the court. In 2021, there were 2,100 graduates of Adult and Teen Challenge residential programs. In 2019, 2-year post-graduation study by Evangel University found 78% of graduates from an Adult and Teen Challenge program remained sober. This study also shows that 92.9% of graduates reported no new legal problems. I graduated the program June of 2022 and then was hired on as a recovery coach. In August, I had my sentencing for the state of Wisconsin and was given a 1-year jail sentence with work release privileges and 15 years of probation. I am currently serving my sentence on house arrest, employed as a welder, actively involved with the recovery community, and rebuilding the relationships with my children and family. I will be returning to La Crosse in August after I'm finished serving my sentence for Polk County, and will go back to being a recovery coach at Adult and Teen Challenge of Western Wisconsin. The faith component of this program was essential and ultimately is what caused me to change. But the length of the program and the counseling is equally important. And I want to show you a picture of what I looked like before I got sober. And today I have been sober for nearly 3 years. The key to rehabilitation is understanding that it is different for everyone. Your whole life needs to be assessed and root issues addressed. I believe it requires a change of heart, not just a change of mind. Otherwise, it will only be temporary. Long-term treatments show more success, especially with the widespread addiction of methamphetamine. It can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years for your brain to begin operating normally again. 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day treatment centers only have a success rate of about 13%. That says a lot about what our tax-paying dollars are going towards. Looking only at crime and drugs, it is apparent that drugs drive crime. While it is true that no traffickers, dealers, or manufacturers of drugs would be arrested if all drugs were legal, the same could be said of drunk drivers if drunken driving were legalized. But we have laws, and for good reason. When we look beyond the crime driven by drugs and factor in the lost human potential, it is clear that the greater harm is in the drugs themselves, not in the laws that are in place to control them. Many hold the position that these offenders need to be in prison. To be honest, I agree to a point. It's situational. I was a repeat offender and have 6 felonies on my record. I've been arrested over 30 times and have spent over 5 years in jail and prison and treatment. I've hurt many people and contributed to others' addictions. But long-term treatment is what I responded to. I deserve to be in prison for my crimes, but the beautiful part of my story is that I now have freedom from my addiction and can use my destructive past to help others find that as well. Due to this, I will fight for the position I hold that rehabilitation should be the response for substance offenders versus incarceration, because I know that there is still a chance that they also can be forever changed. Thank you.